Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Thanks for being here. I am Katie, and I'm a holistic health coach, a nutrition coach, outdoor adventurer, cat mom, many other things. Thanks for being here. If you're new here, it's good to have you. If you've been around for a while, thank you for sticking around. So have been several new folks that have joined recently, so I just wanted to say a warm welcome to this group. Thank you for filling out those questions when you joined the group. That's actually, I'm going to be answering a couple of those topics today, so it's really helpful for me to know exactly what you guys are wanting. So thank you for filling those out honestly and letting me know how I can serve you guys. So today I'm going to be talking about one of the most common topics that came up, and I'll be doing more of that in the coming weeks. So if you have questions that either are generated through what we talk about today, or that you kind of have been lingering and feel like would be good to post in this space, just post them anytime. You can shoot me a DM or post them in the comments for this video, and I would love to come back and possibly speak to one of those in a live or answer the comment just to get you the information that you're looking for. So say hi as you're popping on, or even if you're watching this on the replay. I love to know who's watching and who catches this either right now or at a later date. If you have questions that come up, even if it's on the replay, go ahead and post them and I will come back and answer them later. If you caught last week's Facebook Live in this group, you'll know that I'm just getting back into a regular cadence with posting to this group again and creating content in general after having traveled a lot this summer, doing some guiding, and also processing some big life events that have been happening for me. So thank you guys for being here for it all, and let's get into today's topic. So today's topic is 5 strategies to stay strong and healthy on a multi-week backpacking trip. So I have a client who I've been working with for several months, and he's doing great. He's having a lot more energy than when we started working together. He has a healthy way of eating that supports his goals, and he is planning several big adventures for when he retires next year. And as we've been working together a couple weeks ago, he said to me, okay, I've done all of this work. I'm feeling awesome. I feel like I've been getting ready for these adventures. And how do I actually stay healthy once I'm out there? How do I not totally fall apart? He had been reading on a popular backpacking website about some people who were speaking to the fact that their health was destroyed when they finished the hike, or that their body was just a wreck. And he was like, how do I avoid that? How do I feel good while I'm out there, stay strong, not get injured, keep a healthy immune system, have plenty of energy, not get totally depleted? What are the strategies for on the trail? And several of you expressed a similar question in those intake questions that you answered to join this group. So that's what I want to speak to today, is how to stay healthy and well-nourished when you're out hiking for weeks at a time. So the first thing is to start your hike as healthy as possible. And that's what a ton of my work has been about, is how do you go into your hike adventure ready? So it starts with going in completely healthy and well-nourished with essentially your reserves topped off. On a long distance hike, depletion is kind of inevitable. You have, you're pushing your body really hard. You have limited access to fresh fruits and vegetables where tons of our antioxidants and nutrients are found. A lot of times backpacking food traditionally is not particularly nutritious. So that's just, you're not supporting your body that well. You're just kind of further depleting it if you're eating the nutrient poor foods. But you can, so what I'm saying is a hike is going to be kind of depleting, especially the longer it goes on, but you can slow that rate of depletion if you're going into your hike fully nourished. This means your vitamin and mineral stores are topped off, your inflammation levels are low, you're well rested, you're fit for your adventure, you're in shape, you're mentally prepared, you have a toolbox of tools to take care of your body optimally and the knowledge to how to take care of your body optimally. I have a course. It's all about this. That's what Adventure Ready, that whole online course that I have, is all about this step-by-step process. I have a lot of blog posts about this process, so I won't go into all the details of that right now. Yeah, there's a process to do that, and that would be my first tip to stay strong and healthy on your hike, is to go into it optimally healthy. If you want to find more about the Adventure Ready course, it's on my website, katiegerber.com, under the courses tab. I will also drop a link into the comments here to check that out if you want to check that out. So that's the first one. The second one that I have for you is on trail to eat an anti-inflammatory diet. So this is also something that I've written and spoke about extensively, and I have quite a few resources on my website in the form of blog posts, videos, and free resources on like the katiegerber.com/freebies tab. So you can go there for more information. But essentially what eating an anti-inflammatory diet on trail entails is one that's high in micronutrients, so it's nutrient dense, so that you're supporting the body's repair processes. When you're on a long distance hike, you're going through those vitamin and mineral stores more quickly. Not just a long distance hike, but anytime you're exercising intensely, you're going through your like vitamin and mineral stores more quickly than you would if you were more sedentary. So that makes it even more important to be replacing those as you go along. So that could be with things like dehydrated veggies in your dinners, or a greens powder mixed into anything, like drink it straight with water. Or I have a smoothie that's on my blog. I think it is called Skip the Sugar Crush Trail Smoothie, something like that. I can link that as well. But it's the only like smoothie. I make it for all of my hikes to have every day, and it's something a lot of my clients use. I have like a version I do at home with fresh produce, and then a version I do on the trail that has dehydrated coconut powder, collagen powder, a greens powder, chia, cordyceps mushrooms. It's like got all these superfoods in it. So that's a really big way that I start my day, with topping off my nutrient stores. So that's another way. Dried fruit is another way. And really just like limiting those super processed foods and trying to eat things that are in their most whole food form. Let's see. I'll get my notes. So another part of anti-inflammatory eating, sort of follow up on that last point of eating food in its most whole food form. An example of that would be having dried mango slices instead of like a fruit-filled pastry, for instance, which is going to be more processed and have more inflammatory ingredients, which is just more that your body has to deal with. Essentially, like you're already dealing with the stressors of being on trail, possibly not sleeping super well, at least not every night, really working your body hard. And so if you're eating kind of junk food on top of that, you're just further burdening your systems. Another part of an anti-inflammatory diet, or at least like a diet that's really supportive of staying strong and healthy on trail, is going to be one that has adequate protein. This is definitely a mistake that I've made in the past, just not paying attention to my protein intake. And it's always important, but you notice it more when you're using your body every day and when you're using your muscles every day, because as you're exercising, you're breaking down those muscle fibers, and the way that our body repairs those is with amino acids, which we get from protein. So we want to make sure that we're eating adequate protein in our diet. And it's important for muscle repair, important for your immune system function. It will help speed recovery. And I want to emphasize, you don't have to track like every gram obsessively every day of your hike. That level of accuracy is not necessary. If you want to do that, great. But you don't have to do that. But it can be helpful just to at least track like a few sample days, or to start looking at labels and intentionally choosing like a protein bar as part of your day instead of maybe a regular like granola bar. So a specific protein bar should have like around 20 grams of protein, whereas like a plain old granola bar might have like 5 or something like that. So intentionally seeking out protein in your diet, because backpacking diets tend to be more carb heavy. So making sure you're getting protein in there is important. A common recommendation for endurance athletes, just to give you guys a number, would be 0.7 grams per pound of body weight, to aim for that. So yeah, I'd recommend checking out labels and just keeping that in mind. And then in terms of resources, I mentioned there's a lot on my website. I have a sample 5-day meal plan on there, and I have a healthy hiker grocery guide that has a lot of like the anti-inflammatory ingredients that I include, like those more whole food backpacking ingredients that are high calorie density, high nutrient density, and appropriate for backpacking. So that was a big one. Number 2, eating an anti-inflammatory diet on trail is going to be a huge way that you're going to stay healthy and strong. And so hopefully I gave you a couple helpful pointers in there on how you would actually execute on that. The third one I want to mention is to consider supplementing. So I'm always about a food first approach, off trail and on trail, like trying to get as much nutrition as we can through our diet. But when we are on trail, we have a limited access to fresh fruits and fresh vegetables. and a lot of other whole foods that are really the powerhouses of nutrition. So I do think there's a role for supplementation on trail. I have a couple blog posts on this. I think the most recent one was when I did my CDT hike. I broke down exactly how I send supplements to myself, where I order them, and I think I included the top 5 to 8 that I like to take with me. I believe that blog post is called Supplements on the CDT. So if you want more information on like specifically what I personally carry on trail and why, that blog breaks that down. As I always say in regards to supplements, it's important to do your own research and to decide what's right for you. So I provide what works for me and why, but I always think when you're talking about ingesting anything, especially supplements, work with a healthcare practitioner or just make sure you're well researched on the topic. There's a website called examine.com that has a lot of like non-biased research, just showing like what is behind, not what's behind, but like the research studies that are out there for various supplements and things like that. So that's a great way to actually like research things to learn like what contraindications there might be. For example, like if you're on certain medications, there are certain herbs or supplements that you do not want to take because they're going to interfere with how your medication works. So again, just do your own research to figure out what's right for you. But that blog post might give you a good starting point for some ideas of what I take and why. So that is the third tip that I have for staying strong and healthy on trail, is to consider that supporting your diet, basically supporting a whole food anti-inflammatory diet with thoughtful supplementation, high quality supplements. The fourth tip that I have is to focus on self-care, so to make time for it during your day. And this one is pretty simple. What I mean by that is something that's really easy to skip during the day and at the end of the day, and that's just taking care of your muscles, joints, and your fascia. So this would be things like stretching during your break time. I know it's so easy to just sit down and to relax and kind of just like plop down and stuff food into your face every time you take a break, which yes, do that, but then also maybe take 5 minutes to stretch your body out, because it really does make a difference throughout the day and then at the end of the day. I always find that I can hike bigger miles overall when I just take those a few moments throughout the day to stretch my body and then at the end of the day, sometimes I will like massage my own feet. I will occasionally try to use like a water bottle or something where I can like roll out my muscles. So maybe if you have a hard-sided water bottle, you could roll your IT band or something like that, or even just like hand massage is great. Some people I know carry a cork ball that they can like press their foot down against to like work out tight spots in their feet. And those are going to be like half an ounce or less. They're super lightweight, super tiny, can fit in your pack. But it really is, it makes such a difference to taking to your long-term endurance throughout the trail, to just those little moments of taking care of your body throughout the day, and especially at the end of the day, like when you're relaxing, have dinner. That's usually when I do it. When I'm laying in my tent before I go to sleep, I'll just like force myself to take 5 minutes to massage my feet, maybe rub out any tight spots, do a little bit of stretching, and then go to sleep, and actually sleep so much better as well. And actually part of that is staying really hydrated, which is important for a variety of reasons, but for flushing things out of your body. Like if you're going to be massaging and you're going to be like releasing things from the muscles, to be flushing that out, so it's not going to like lactic acid and things like that, so it's not going to just like recirculate and cause more soreness in the future. So that's another tip in terms of self-care on trail. And the fifth tip for you in terms of staying strong and healthy on trail is to get adequate rest. And there's a couple facets to this one. And this strategy is probably the most important of all, honestly. Any well-rounded like training plan or like event is going to have a balance of activity and rest. Like our bodies need both to thrive. We can't just like have the gas pedal all down constantly and expect our bodies not to get worn out at some point. Like it will always catch up with you. And you see this a ton on long distance trails. And that's probably what my client was telling me about when he was reading these articles where people were relating how their body was just racked for months after a long distance hike. That's probably from inadequate rest, or not just like slowing down and doing the mileage that's right for you, but pushing through, not listening to your body. So when I'm talking about adequate rest, I'm talking about, yes, the rest that you get on a daily basis. So taking breaks throughout the day and getting a good night's rest, like getting good sleep at night. And there's I have several videos and blog posts specifically about sleep because it's so important on trail and off. It's when your body is recovering so you can go do it again the next day. So important. So like not sacrificing your sleep, and also having good sleep hygiene in terms of not looking at screens before bed. Even though we're out there often without Wi-Fi and without the internet, people are still like looking at videos on their phone or reading on screens and things like that. And that blue light is going to disrupt your melatonin, which is going to not allow you to sleep as deeply. So there's a lot that can be said about sleep hygiene, but the point is just make sure that you are taking care of yourself and getting plenty of sleep at night. That also means, I was not going to go too deep into this, but just one other thing. It also means like having a comfortable sleep setup. So having a thick enough pad that you are staying warm, that it's not comfortable. When I started the PCT, I was on a closed cell foam pad. My hips were hurting every morning when I woke up. I was getting cold a ton. So I got a Neo Air, which has a higher R value. It's thicker. It kept me off the ground a little bit more. And I started sleeping so much better. And it just makes a world of difference in your energy levels and your health and your immunity and everything. So getting sleep is a really big deal, and like investing to get good sleep, whatever that means. Maybe it means getting a pillow, something like that. It's totally worth it. So that's kind of like the micro, and then getting adequate rest in terms of what I already spoke to a little bit, which is like overall, like, do you need to be taking more days off? Are you taking at least a day or 2 days a week off totally to rest your body from hiking? It's super important. Your body needs that time to repair. If you're continually breaking down the muscle fibers and never giving them time to repair, you're just going to keep like wearing your body down and wearing your body down. And that's how people get overuse injuries. They get sick and they have to go home early because they're not giving their body adequate rest. So try not to get sucked into, if you're on like a popular trail, to the trail culture around you, or to a certain, like thinking you need to be doing a certain number of miles, because that's not the case. You're out there for you. So do what's appropriate for your body. Listen to what your body is telling you. If you are feeling super unmotivated, if you are feeling like sore all the time and your body's just not recovering, give yourself some time off. Maybe you're probably low, like you're depleted because you probably have not been eating enough calories. It's hard to keep up when you're on trail, and your body just needs rest. So give it that rest, and you will avoid problems down the line, and you will stay strong and healthy over a multi-week or multi-month hike. And then I wanted to include one bonus that I thought of while I was jotting down notes before this, and that is to lower your pack weight. Or to make sure that, that's a good way to put it. Like, keep your pack weight as low as safely possible. Lower pack weight is going to be less stress on the body. So when you're lowering your pack weight, often we just think about gear, like how can I get the lightest weight XYZ for my pack, which great, that's definitely helpful. But I also want you to think about how you can accurately dial in your food and water needs, because when you're on a long hike, like if you're out for more than a couple days, your food bag is probably the heaviest item that's in your pack, especially if you're already like an ultralight hiker. Your food bag is definitely going to be the heaviest thing in your bag. So knowing how to dial in how many calories you need for per day or per section is going to be really helpful, so that you're carrying the right amount basically and not carrying multiple days too many. It's been kind of shocking to me when I've hiked with really experienced hikers, and they don't really have a system for calculating their food needs, and I will often see them carrying multiple pounds too much. And it's like they're paying several hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars to get the newest lightweight gear, and then they're just like throwing whatever into their food bag, or they're just guessing at their needs. They're like, oh, this feels like about 2 pounds per day or something like that, which the 2 pounds per day rule doesn't even make sense anyways, which that's a whole nother topic. But it's about figuring out what's right for you. I have a couple videos specifically about this, for sure on my YouTube channel, about how to accurately calculate your food needs. So check those out if that's something that's like a foreign concept to you. It really does make a big difference. And again, that lower pack weight is going to be less stress on your body, and it's going to give you more longevity, wear you down less over the course of a trail. And then also related is knowing like how to calculate your water needs, and that's again a whole other topic, but there's something that I just like want to plant the seed in your mind of thinking about learning how to know your body and know your environment, know where your water sources are, that you're not carrying multiple pounds extra water when you don't need to be. So to recap, number one, how to stay healthy when you are on a multi-week hike is to start your hike as healthy as possible with your reserves topped off. If you want more about that, check out blog posts of mine. And if it resonates and you really want to dig in, check out the Adventure Ready course that I have for sale. Number two, eat an anti-inflammatory diet when you're on trail. Number three, consider supplementation. Number four, take care of your body. It's that self-care, the massage, taking breaks, things like that. Number five, get adequate rest and do the right amount of miles for your body. And then the bonus one was to keep your pack weight low. So I would love to hear which one of those resonated with you most. What's your biggest takeaway from this? What are you going to implement on your next hike? And if the concepts that we covered today resonate with you and you are interested in helping your body get ready for your next adventure and in feeling your best physically, I do want to mention that I have a few one-to-one spots open in October for my private coaching. So I've been booked up this summer, but and then I'm traveling for most of September. I'm going to be supporting Andrew Skirka's groups as a guide in Yosemite for all of September. But when I get back in October, I'm going to be taking on a couple more private clients again. So if you want to hear about more of this, stick around for another couple minutes. I'll explain who this is for. If this is not for you, then thanks for watching the video, and I hope you have an awesome day. So private coaching is a good fit for you if you are ready to take your health to the next level. You're really fired up. You've been feeling kind of maybe stuck or stagnant, or you'd like some support with getting to the next level and getting out of your own way. So if you're super fired up to just like work with somebody and take action, it's a good fit for you. If you want to learn a holistic way of working with your body, my coaching would be a good fit for you. If you've been around or if you've been on my website at all, you know that I take a very holistic, sort of nature-based approach to health that goes beyond just how to nourish your body with whole foods and good nutrition and figuring out what works for your body, but we look at tons of other lifestyle factors as well that sort of make up the whole body, mind, body, emotional health, all of that. So if you want to learn that holistic way of working with your body, trusting its inner wisdom, learning how to support your well-being at the highest level so you can show up fully in every capacity of your life, from your work to your relationships, yes, on your adventures that you want to go on, then this is a good fit for you. So the specifics of what it looks like for each person, it's going to be a little different, but ultimately my work with private clients is about laying a foundation for shifting how you take care of your health, emotional, mental, physical, for the rest of your life, so that you can live the type of life that you desire, go on the adventures that you want to go on, show up in your life the way that you want to show up. Like, our health is everything. Just to give you an idea of some things that some of my current clients are doing to help you continue figuring out if this might be a good fit for you. I have a client, well, she's a former client now. She's through hiking the PCT. She has an autoimmune condition, so she and I worked together on how to manage that before she got out there. Of course, that's very near and dear to my heart because I also have struggled with an autoimmune condition in the past and have found out a way to mitigate that with just lifestyle strategies so I can continue doing what I love. I also have a client who's retiring next year and is planning to do the Colorado Trail and the Hayduke. So he's learning how to best support his body as an aging adventurer so that he can just keep crushing it out there. Another woman is transitioning out of years of yo-yo dieting and kind of being at war with food and her body, and she's learning how to shift her mindset and learning to nourish her body for the long term so she can get off of that like yo-yo dieting cycle. And she's doing great. She's feeling more sane around food, has lost some weight, and lowered her body fat percentage to a healthier place for her body. Another woman is working on optimizing her health for a backpacking trip in the Olympic Peninsula. I have another one working on her relationship with with herself and her body and how to care for herself during a very stressful time in her life. So that's an example, a few examples of what clients are doing. Again, it's tailored to each client, but based on whatever they specifically want support with and what's blocking them from getting there. But essentially, we are working together to just put them on a rocket ship and get them to where they want to go with more ease and to get there faster. It's always easier with support, with accountability, with somebody in your corner helping you to implement the strategies, get out of your own way, get unstuck, and get where you want to go. So If this sounds like you, if this resonates and you're interested in learning more, I would love to talk to you. You can just shoot me a private message. You can email me and just say, I'm interested in hearing more, and we can connect and see if it's a good fit, if it feels aligned for both parties. And we'll take it from there. So it usually just starts with a phone call or even just some emails back and forth to see where you're at and if I feel like I'm a good person to help you. If I don't, I'll definitely let you know that. Also gives you a chance to feel me out as well. So if that's you, DM me, email me. I would love to chat. That is all I have for you guys for today. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being here, and I will see you all again soon.